Hello there. This is part 3 of the final review. So we're going to start here at question 38. It says, identify the transversal and classify the angle pair for angles 3 and 6. Okay, so 3 and 6, you want to look, L and M are your two parallel lines. So you want to look at the line that both angle 3 and 6 are running along, and that would be this one here, line P. So your transversal is line P. And then now we're going to look at angle 3 and angle 6, what their relationship would be. Well, we can see they're between our two parallel lines, but they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So they're alternate interior angles. Okay, 39. It says identify the transversal and classify the angle pair for angle 12 and 13. Okay, again, you want to look and see what one line are both angle 12 and 13 running along, and we can see that it's line B. So our transversal is line B. Okay, and 12 and 13, they are right here, and they are same side interior angles. Same side interior. Okay, question 40. It says find the measure of angle OPQ. So OPQ, it's this angle right here. It's 2x plus 7. Well, in order to know that, we have to figure out x. So we see another thing over here that also has an x in it, this angle TSP. And by looking at them, they're corresponding angles, so I know they're congruent. So that means I can set them equal. So 3x minus 15 is equal to 2x plus 7. Okay, add 15. Take away 2x from both sides. So 3x minus 2x is x. Okay, and 15 plus 7 is 22. So x is 22, but I need the measure of angle OPQ, so I'm going to plug that in. So I'm going to do 2 times 22 plus 7. So 2 times 22 plus 7, and you get 51. Okay, next one. Find the angle of CBA. CBA. So it's this angle right here. It's the negative 1 plus 14x. Okay. Now, in order to find that, I need to know x. So I need to relate it to this other angle over here. And remember, if you do the shading, then we'll see that these two angles that they give us, they're actually congruent again. So we have negative 1 plus 14x is equal to 12x plus 17. Okay, take away 12x and then add 1. So 14x minus 12x is 2x, and 17 plus 1 is 18. So divide by 2, so x is 9. Okay, and then we need to find the measure of angle CBA, so we're going to plug in. So we'll do negative 1 plus 14 times 9. Okay, so let's calculate 14 times 9, and then plus negative 1, and you get 125. Okay, next thing, find the value of x. Okay, again, do your color coding. Okay, and you'll see that the 60 and the 8x minus 4, they are the same color, so they're congruent. So 8x minus 4 is equal to 60. Add 4, so you get 8x is 64. So divide by 8, so you get x is 8. Okay, next thing here, it's just find the value of the bolded angle. So we're trying to find this top one. And again, if you go and do the shading, you'll see that they're actually two different colors. So you should add them and set that equal to 180. So we have 20x plus 5 plus 24x minus 1 equals 180. Okay, 20x and 24x, that's 44x. And then you have a 5 minus 1, so that's plus 4 is equal to 180. Take away 4. So you get 44x is equal to 176. And if you divide by 44, you get x is 4. So now to find this angle, we'll plug in. We'll do 20 times 4 plus 5, which is 85. Okay, now parallel and perpendicular lines. So it says, first thing we're going to start off with is writing equations in point slope form. So it says with a slope of 5, and it goes through the line, the point to -6. So point slope form is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So m is your slope, and the x1 and the y1 come from that point they give you. So we have y minus, and now here we have our x and our y. So our y is -6, so minus -6 is equal to m, which is the slope, so 5, times, and then x minus, and then the x from your point is 2. And then we'll simplify here. The only thing you need to clean up is this y minus a -6. Remember, minus a negative is really adding, so we get y plus 6 is equal to 5 times x minus 2. And that would be your answer on that one. Okay, write the equation of the line with slope 2, and going through this point here in point slope form again. Y minus -3 equals to m, which is 2, times x minus x1, which is 7. Clean it up a little bit. Y plus 3 is equal to 2 times x minus 7. And you're all done. Okay, determine whether the lines would be parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Okay, parallel, we have same slopes. Perpendicular, the slopes are opposite reciprocals. Okay, which remember means to change the sign and flip. Okay, so in order to find out the slope of any line, you have to have it into y equals mx plus b first. So basically, you need to solve them for y if they're not already solved for y. So here, you see we have y alone on both of these, we're good. So when you have y alone, you just look at the number in front of the x. Okay, so that 3, that's our slope, and it's the same for both of them. So these lines are parallel. Okay, over here, again, look, we have y alone on both of these. So look at -1/3 and +3. Well, if I have -1/3, the opposite reciprocal of it will change the sign, it becomes positive, and then you flip it, you get 3/1, which is just 3. So these are opposite reciprocals, so they are perpendicular. Okay, on these ones, what we have to do is first get our lines into slope-intercept form, so y equals mx plus b first. The bottom one is the easiest to do. You just add 5x. Okay. Now don't add the -5 and the +5 here, because you see the -5 does not have an x on it. So this just becomes y equals 5x minus 5. Okay. And then over here, all I'm going to do is move this 4x to the other side first. So I get 2y is equal to 4x minus 10. And then you divide everything by 2. You do it all individually. So you get y equals 2x minus 5. Okay, so now look at your slopes. We have a 5 and a 2. Those are definitely not the same, and they're also not opposite reciprocals, so these two lines are neither. Okay, question 49. It says find the value of x. All right, this we can see from the 3 congruent sides that this is an equilateral triangle, so that means that my 3 angles are equal. And so remember, you do 180 divided by 3, which is 60. So anytime you have an equilateral triangle, your angles are all 60. So this 5x minus 10 equals 60. Add 10 to both sides, so you get 5x is 70. And just do 70 divided by 5, and you get the x is 14. Okay, number 50. This 11x plus 5 is referring to the angle here. So again, we see equilateral triangles, so we know that all three angles are 60. So 11x plus 5 equals 60. Take away 5, so you get 11x is 55, divided by 11, and you get x is 5. Question 51 says find the value of AC. So we're trying to find the length of this side here. Okay, in order to know, we have to know x. And so we have to look at the rest of our triangle here. I see two congruent sides, which means that these two are equal to each other. So I do 10x minus 7 is equal to 4x plus 29. Take away 4x, add 7. So 10x minus 4x is 6x. And if you do 29 plus 7, you get 36. Divide by 6, so x is 6. And now we need to find the length of AC, so we'll just plug in. So you do 12 times 6 plus 7. Okay. And you get 79. All right, 52. Find the measure of angle ATM. Okay, remember T would be at the corner there, so ATM, we're trying to find that angle there. So we have the three angles of a triangle, they have to add up to 180. So we have 180, just take away 82. Okay, that gives you 98, and then take away 27, and you get 71. So the missing angle is 71 degrees. Okay, question 53, it says find the measure of angle FJC. FJC. So it's this angle right here that we're trying to find. They're trying to confuse you with this 21 degrees over here and having more than one triangle, but all you need to concentrate on is this one triangle right here. Because you know two of the angles in it, so you can find the third. So just do 180 minus 65 and the 35. So 180 minus 65 minus 35, and you get 80. So that angle up here is 80. All right, it says find the value of x. Okay, remember this angle on the outside is equal to the 2 over here on the inside added together. So x is equal to 64 plus 45. So 64 plus 45, x is 109. Okay, again, the one on the outside is equal to these two on the inside added together. So 3x minus 10 is equal to 25 plus x plus 15. So 3x minus 10 is equal to x plus, and if you take 25 and add 15 to it, you get 40. So take away x and then add 10 to both sides. So you get 2x is equal to 50. So x becomes 25. And there we go. All right. It says here, what postulate can be used to prove the triangles are congruent? So let me actually get my copy of it here. Yes, I need to fix these drawings. This should be good on your paper, but on mine it got cut off for some reason. So we have our triangle, it looks like this there, and we have this mark and this mark, and these two, and there we go. Okay, so right away, these are angles, okay, angles, and then they share this side in the middle, so this is a side. So we can see it's angle, angle, side, and it's angle, angle, side because this side is not between the two angles. So it's angle, angle, side. Okay, and then over here, the picture looks like this. Okay, and they have the 2 marks here, 2 marks there, 1 mark here, 1 mark here. Okay, and they're touching there in the middle. So side and side, and then there's another pair of sides. And then right here in the middle, these two angles, those are congruent, so those are angles. So we see two sides and the angle that's between them, right? So this is going to be side, angle, side. Okay, next one. Number 58. It says, if CP is a perpendicular bisector to AB, what is the value of x? Okay, since we know this is a perpendicular bisector, we know that these two pieces are congruent. So 7x plus 1 is equal to 10x minus 5. So take away 7x, add 5, okay? So 6 is equal to 3x, divide by 3, so x is 2. There we go. All right, 59 and 60, you have to use the mid-segment formula. So remember, the mid-segment formula is that the middle, you have to do 2 times the middle, and it's equal to the outside part. So this 36, I have to do times 2. So 36 times 2 gives you 72, so that's x. Okay, again, I have to take the middle here and multiply it by 2, so 2 times 3x minus 1, and it's equal to the outside piece, so 34. So 2 times 3x, that's 6x. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. So go to 34, add 2, add 2. So 6x is 36, and if you divide by 6, you get x is 6. Okay, question 61. It says, the two triangles below are congruent. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Which angle is the corresponding angle for angle A? Okay, all you have to do with these is match their names. So A, B, C, and then you just go DEF, D, E, F. Okay, so A matches with D, B with E, and C with F. And so they're asking what is the corresponding angle for angle A? It would be angle D. Question 62. It says in triangle ABC, the measure of angle A is 50, C is 45, and that BD is perpendicular to AC, so that means those are both 90-degree angles there. Which side is the longest side of triangle BDC? So this triangle over here. Okay, this is asking you to just look at this one triangle, so you know that this is 90 and this is 45 over here. So find the other one, so do 180 minus 90, which is 90. Take away 45, which is 45. Okay, so now they're asking for the longest side of triangle BDC. Well, your longest side is across from your largest angle, so 90 is the largest angle. So it's this side right here, and on the picture, it's side BC. Okay. Should be our last page here, finally at the end. Okay, true or false? The lengths 6, 4, and 10 can form a triangle. Okay, well, to do this, you have to do the short plus the medium, and it has to be greater than the long side. So 4 is our short, 6 is our medium, 10 is the long one. So 4 plus 6 should be greater than 10. Well, 4 plus 6 is 10. Is 10 greater than 10? No. So this is not a triangle. So this would be false. All right. Identify a special segment shown in each picture. Okay, altitude. Altitude starts at a corner and it makes a right angle. Okay, so corner, right angle. Okay, look at that. Which of these lines starts at a corner, makes a right angle? Well, only these two have right angles, and only this one starts at a corner, so this is an altitude. Okay, a median. It just cuts a side in half. Cuts the side in two equally, and it starts at a corner. So starts at a corner, cuts the side in two. Oh, going to be the third picture here. So this is a median. Okay, a mid-segment, it cuts two sides in two. And so you can see this here. It cuts this side in two and also this side in two, so this is a mid-segment. All right, perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular means a right angle. Bisector means cuts a side in two. So which one is making a right angle, cut the side in two? This one right here. Perpendicular. Okay, and then our last one, angle bisector. That means it cuts an angle in two. And so that's what this one is doing. Okay, last two problems. Here we go. It says, use the number line for the following problems. Point J is 3/5 of the distance from point D to E. Okay, so first thing you gotta do is find the distance from D to E. And these are counting by ones, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so from D to E, it's 5. Now you take that and you multiply it by the fraction, so 3/5, and you get 3. Okay, and now what you do is you take, you can count on the graph here. So you start at the one where it says from point D. So point D, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, because we're going towards E. And so where do you land at? Well, here's 0, so -1, -2, -3. So point J is at -3. Okay, an alternative to that could be you take the actual point, so point D is at -6, and you add this number here. So -6 plus 3 is -3. Okay. Now it says point H is a quarter of the distance from point C to point E. So we need to find the coordinate of point H. So first thing, count from C to E. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8. And then we only want a fourth. So that's going to be 2. So we start at point C and we go 1, 2. Right here, that is point H. So D is at -6, so point H is at -7. And there you go. So now we are all done with our final review. Make sure you've got this stuff down and you will do a great job on the final. So good luck. See you then.